Alright, that's from Friday the X-Men, but we all know what this is. It's been a long time coming. An Uncanny X-Men Haul. Oh god, and oh my god. I mean, I got about, I would say, 90% of these at C2E2, the Comic Con, and that was way, way back at the end of April, so it's a long time coming, folks. I mean, good God, but like I say, when you can go to these cons, you can get some really good deals on some books, especially if they're mid-grade, and you can definitely negotiate, so most of them I got, and when I went there, I had two missions. With writers, to meet with writers and talk with writers and artists and creators, which I did and I loved. And the second one was to get a bunch of Uncanny X-Men hauls, which I did right here. So sit back, enjoy. I'll probably do some commentary, and I'll also play some classical music, which is all theme songs, of course. But anyway, Uncanny X-Men, or X-Men, because it didn't have the Uncanny there yet. 103. This is actually what advertising very fine. They paid a good price for it, and it came in the 4 ml Mylar originally. I switched it to normal Mylar, but the one thing I hated about the con was the 4 ml Mylar, because when I was looking through books, that thing was digging into my skin like badly, and I bled from my fingers, from like my fingernails, like the edge of my fingernails towards the knuckle. So not fun. It kind of was painful, but worth it. So X-Men 103, Black Tom Cassidy, Juggernaut, X-Men Racism, the new X-Men. It was really refreshing to see the new X-Men actually work together, and you can tell they're kind of new, and it's nice to see Colossus just throw Wolverine off the thing, but definitely a good issue. And he falls off the castle. Yeah, sorry folks, I just like that part of the song because that's kind of the way I feel everywhere I walk, pretty much wherever I go, no matter where, even in this community, it's kind of the way I feel. So a little depressing, but whatever. It is what it is, I suppose. Maybe if it wasn't so weird, I'd actually fit in. But anyway, 103. So yeah, definitely checked it out. 112. And let me put it this way, folks. Magneto kidnapped the X-Men on one of those old Western wagons, wooden wagons. He kidnaps them there. He plummets them all the way to the bottom, him and the X-Men, all the way beneath a volcano, going through the lava, underneath into a volcano, beneath it, where they do battle. Get the hell in! Oh, and it does not go too well for the X-Men, needless to say, but that is just a hell of a good premise. So yeah, definitely worth checking out, folks. It was a great read. 114. This is after the story arc of 112. I'm missing 113, which I really want to get. But this is where they think that they're dead. Jean Grey and Beast managed to make it out, and they think they're dead. And we go and tell Professor David, who of course gets really depressed. Yes, I know. That's from Disney, by the way, folks. But and the X-Men aren't dead. They actually turn up in the Savage Land, and they kind of go through some of the motions, and it's more of a filler issue. But they come across Sauron, who attacks Storm. So definitely a decent issue. 117 I picked up as well at the con, and this is oh my God, Mega Man X. This is some Mega Man X, folks. But anyway, oh, that's Flame Mammoth, as I believe, from the SNES. But this is X-Men 117 to tell the origin of Professor Xavier. This is kind of telling him in his younger days. And I don't know if that was a Shadow King, but he had a psychic battle with someone who was also a telepath and ended up winning. And this one he kind of decides that he's gonna form a team and try to help mutant kind. So, as the origin of him, 117. 118! This is Moses Magnum. The X-Men are in Japan, and this may be the first appearance of Mariko. And for those of you who are Wolverine fans, Mariko is the one that Wolverine was going to get married, who he loved. She had died, of course, and later on, but this is the X-Men are still trying to find nowhere home. They're still scattered after Magneto, and that battle with Magneto. They're still trying to find nowhere home, but they come across Japan, which is being threatened by Moses Magnum, who can destroy it. And Sunfire makes an appearance, and he's just cocky arrogant self, of course. 119. This is where Banshee burns out his power, where he hurts his throat so badly that he can't use his power anymore. I never knew how Banshee whatever happened with his voice, and now I know because of this issue. Needless to say, Moses Magnum sets up a bunch of ways that he's going to destroy Japan, and Banshee, being the only one who could stop it, goes up and uses his sonic scream and amplifies it to a frequency where he reflects that energy back, and he saves Japan, but in the process, he ends up burning out his voice. So it was definitely a very entertaining read. 121. This is actually the first full appearance of Alpha Flight. When I bought this, I didn't know. I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe that I got it at the price at the con that I did. A really fantastic cover, and the Alpha Flight trying to get back Wolverine to Canada, of course. And the X-Men do battle to protect him and take him back. And this is like one of the first times that I've ever seen Cyclops get like legitimately pissed off. I mean, he legitimately gets really pissed because one of the members of Alpha Flight does something to Storm, and he gets pissed. And the last time I see him that pissed was in whatchamacallit. I haven't seen that pissed since when I read the Inferno, when he incinerated Sinister. But check it out, pick it up, fantastic. Oh no! So anyway, this is Uncanny X-Men 22, another kind of a filler issue, because this is where Colossus is having his doubts. He's having his doubts, and Wolverine, the way he should be written, kind of comes in there and kind of clears his head. He kind of gets him back to his confidence and tells him, he does, trust me, that's the height of the issue. And there's also a few other things that have happened, but nothing incredibly major. But I love the interaction between Wolverine and Colossus, so it's 122. Oh, first appearance of Arcade, maybe. And that might be, I'm not sure. 123, this is when Arcade actually goes after the X-Men. And, well, unfortunately, Spider-Man does make an appearance, doesn't play a huge part in the story. He just tries to warn them that Arcade's going after them. And Arcade kidnaps all of them. He actually puts some of them in Arcade, ironically. P gets programmed to be the Proletarian. Wolverine gets his senses scrambled by mirrors, kind of reminiscent of Enter the Dragon. And needless to say, Wolverine and Cyclops make their way out, but Colossus, and they meet Colossus, who's the Proletarian by this point. So, and he kidnaps them, puts him through a bunch of games and trials, which actually can know. And we go skip to 127 because I don't have 124 to 126. Very good issue. The Moria McTaggart, that's the son, Proteus. And this issue was like the first time that we actually see Wolverine get spooked. Because at this point, Wolverine was like this short, crazy, berserker, tough guy that nothing ever fazed him. And this is like the first time that you ever saw Wolverine get spooked and freaked out. Well, because Proteus possesses the body, and he uses them because he doesn't have a body of his own. And at the same time, Cyclops does a great deal of leadership here. I hate him, but he's a good leader. And he does a great deal of leadership here, and he tests all of them to make sure and gets them back in the game. And the way he does it is just brilliant, so definitely pick this up. It's fantastic. Uncanny X-Men 129. It has a little crease right there, but for the price that I paid, couldn't pass it up at the con, so it's fantastic. This is the first appearance of Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde, by the way. And I don't know why it's not more expensive, because it's not like they're minor characters. I mean, they're pretty major characters in the Marvel Universe, at least in the X-Men universe. And this is where they finally get Kitty Pryde with manifesting her powers, and Emma Frost and Xavier are kind of recruited to get to their school, and they run afoul, needless to say. Colossus, Wolverine, and Storm run afoul with the Hellfire Club. So it doesn't go well for them. And then we go to 131. I have 130. I should have 11 issue, but oh, I found it by the way too. So 131, and this is where the X-Men are starting to make their comeback, starting to kind of come back a little bit. Kitty Pryde kind of does an appearance, and she kind of helps them out a little bit. She kind of frees Wolverine. And Cyclops and, the other X-Men that were with Dazzler kind of start coming back and helping. Fortunately, Dazzler does make an appearance, unfortunately. but, yeah, it doesn't go, it's not going too well for the X-Men at this point. And I love how they make a note that Wolverine is not much taller than Kitty Pryde. I love how they make that assumption, because that's the way Wolverine should be written. Short, berserker type character who's really tough and could take on anyone. But 131, this is Dark Phoenix Saga. We also got 134, which I got at the con. Mid-grade as well. And I gotta say, this is a really solid. This is where it all comes to a head. Wolverine busts in and kind of disrupts some of the brainwashing of Jean Grey. She kind of snaps out of it. And the X-Men go toe-to-toe with the Hellfire Club. And this time, the X-Men kick their ass. Winterguard gets stabbed. Wolverine unfortunately ends up stabbing one of them, like, really bad. He lands on his claws. And it was not Wolverine's fault, but it was Winterguard's fault. And they come with a strategy for Sebastian Shaw. And it was just a nice, good battle. And at the end, we get the Dark Phoenix emerges from Jean Grey. And that is fantastic. The way that the narration, because at the end of the issue, she knows she's going. She can feel it. She's like, oh my god. It's at the end, she's like, I can feel it. I just wish that they can stop me. I feel so sorry for what's going to happen. She's like, at this point, the Dark Phoenix is loose and it's going to take over, so she knows it. And she makes an appearance. Dark Phoenix comes out at the end. The narration for that was just so well done. I go to 136 with the classic cover that's always used. And this is where the X-Men take on the Dark Phoenix. They take on her. It doesn't go too well, but they have a game plan, and Xavier battles her on the psychic plane, and he finally puts back the mental blocks for Jean Grey to block out the Dark Phoenix. But at the end, they end up disappearing. And we all know that's going to be the final showdown with the Shi'ar. But great characterization of Jean Grey, because she's trying to control it, but Phoenix is motivated by some human impulses, but at the same time she's more for her lust for power, and she actually gets into her home, her family's home, and everything. It's just so well done, folks, so well written. I can't say you should pick up the Dark Phoenix saga. 138 again at the con, and I gotta say, fantastic. Well, this is more of a recap issue. It kind of pretty much Cyclops recap everything that happened to the X-Men up to this point. So that's what this issue is about. It's mainly a recap of what happened, which is not a bad idea when you have 138 issues. And that's mainly it. He ends up leaving at the end, and Kitty Pryde ends up coming into the school. So that was 138, and last but not least, 140. I didn't get to that at the time. I finally just got this now. For some reason, I don't know why it was so expensive. I still don't know why. But this is the way Wolverine should be written. This is more of a Wolverine story than it is a complete X-Men story. And this is so well done because they kind of give you some pieces of his origin of Wolverine and some little backstory, but they don't reveal everything. And he still has like this mystery about him. And that's the way it should be done. Because that's one of the things that's missing from Wolverine now, is like his mystery, what happened to him. That's what makes the character so intriguing. And he actually really lets loose on Wendigo. He goes berserker and everything. It's fantastic. He takes the beating, but just a fantastic issue. Good battle with the Wendigo, with Alpha Fly teaming up with Nitro and Wolverine. So I would highly recommend picking these up. And that was my Uncanny X-men Haul. Shout outs to some other X-Collects who hasn't made a video in a while. Red Rideman Blue, who was taking a little bit of a break, hiatus, as you will, which I just kind of found out recently. And Optimus Tron. Those are the true X-Questers, in my opinion, because they're actually trying to go to Gig 1. Gig 1's still like about 300, somewhere around there at least. I mean, I'm just trying to get Chris Cameron's run, so I'm kind of, I consider myself a half-assed X-Quester, so yeah, but I'm trying to make some call. Hope you enjoy, folks, and goodbye.